This is a Power 98.7 podcast. Now we're talking. Subscribe to Power 98.7 podcasts in iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. There's more on power987.co.za.
Indeed, now we are talking Power 98.7 Power App, 22 before 6 a.m. And let's get straight into it. How do we stay safe on dating apps? How do we stay safe online? Because, a lot of us now are turning to online platforms to find our love or companionship because the world of dating has truly gone digital. Right? But while the apps can connect us, they can also carry risks. And today we're talking about how to date smart and, most importantly, stay safe online. So we're in conversation with dating coach, singles matchmaker and singles relationship counselor, Ernest Toho, to speak to us on how to stay safe online. Good morning, Ernest.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
Oh, great. Thank you. Yourself. Did you warm up your vocals before you spoke to us this morning?
Yeah, it comes with the package. Yeah.
Ernest, dating online is a tricky one. Because we're swiping left if we don't like, we're swiping right if we do like, and there's such a big possibility of being catfished. Where do we start with this whole dating thing online?
Yeah, first of all, thanks again for having me. I'd like to start this way. Let's look at dating, whether online or traditional dating, like driving, like traditional driving.
Mm-hmm.
In the first place, we cannot be talking about safety in driving if you don't have the license to drive.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cannot drive, So in the first place, for me, it's most important that individuals who are single or unmarried who find themselves on these dating apps understand in the first place, how to go about the whole dating business. And that is why for me, on my platform, I've put together what I call the 6 steps dating life reset masterclass.
Yeah.
Where I'll help people understand how to date. This is before we talk about the dating tips by itself. And for your listeners, it's a bonanza today, 100% free to be a part of that masterclass. So, having said that, dating online and even traditional dating, but let's stick to dating online, it can be very tricky, very, very tricky. But for me, the most important thing is that the individual who is on that platform understands a few tips here and there, which starts with knowing exactly what they're there for.
Yeah.
Understanding that different details for different folks. Many people are on the platform for different and various reasons.
So we start with what it is that we want, right? So I've identified, I'm online because I'm looking for companionship. So what should my profile look like when I'm looking for a companion, when I'm looking for a partner?
No, perfect. That's a great question. In the first place, let's just assume that you already know what you're looking for.
Tall, dark, and handsome. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good enough. That's the profile. But for me, it's more than that. I'll give you an instance. I like to talk about the 6 reasons. First of all, why do we date? And you, the individual, say, what are you looking for? Why are you even on this platform to date? And you'll be shocked at the different reasons and various reasons why people are on the platform, from the mundane to something even more serious. I'll give you instances. I've got 6: financial and material support and benefits, strictly for sexual pleasures and satisfaction, a combination of money and sex, non-transactional, a combination of money and sex, transactional, long-term partnership or marriage, and social status, enhancement. These are various reasons why people find themselves on the platform. Now, first things first is building your profile. When you build your profile, try to be as explicit or expanded as possible to state exactly what you want. I'll give you an instance.
Yeah.
The person who writes in their bio, I'm looking for marriage, I'm looking for a long-term partnership, someone to grow old with. Anyone who's trying to do some shenanigans, short left, short right, will just quickly leave that place, swipe left, straight, because this person is explicitly clear,
Yeah.
So the first thing will be in your bio or your profile, be as explicit as possible, detailed as possible. Then it's easier for potentials who look at your profile to say, okay, I'm not about this life left. We start there.
Okay. So I've swiped left because these people aren't exactly being serious with their profiles. Then I finally swipe right on a couple of individuals. What do I do then? So do I go straight to the DMs? Do I wait for them to hit me up? What do you do?
Okay. The question you've asked, I happen to have spent what I call a combined, I would like to, sometimes I'll speak like Vusi Temba Choir. 48 years combined on dating apps.
Yeah.
But that just means, 6 years across 3 major apps,
Yeah.
So point being, different apps, approach their service or delivery differently. But I just take one of the most popular one. I'll not call the name to say, you swipe left, you swipe right, we get matched. So just 2 platforms. One, the woman gets to initiate the conversation.
Yes.
And then the other, it doesn't matter who initiates the conversation. So you swiping right, you only get activity when the other swipes right on your profile. So now there's a match. There's a match. Where do we go from here? Hello, good morning, how are you, and all that. And then you take it from there. But of course, from the get-go, you want to introduce yourself and find out if this person is even, in the category of what you're looking for, so that we don't waste time. I'll tell you why, and I'll give you this scenario. I call it the traveling to Limpopo analogy. It's very simple. If you are driving to Limpopo and you take off from Johannesburg, heading to Limpopo, if you're going to call mom or dad or brother, sister, and whoever, there's an emergency, I had a flat tire, I had an accident, you want to hear that it's somewhere around Bela Bela or somewhere around Mokopane.
Mm-hmm.
But then the call cannot be that you had an accident in Bloemfontein. How did you get there?
Yeah.
So point being, if you're looking for, something casual, why are you having a conversation with someone who's looking for marriage?
Also, what happens if that they are saying, oh no, they say to you, obviously you said, I'm looking for long-term partnership, I'm looking for marriage. And they say they wanted that as well. And then in the process of talking, you may see, maybe there's just a little bit of not so much, yeah? And you're like, should I keep testing those waters or shouldn't I keep testing those waters?
No, you can keep testing the waters. Remember, I started by saying you need to know your story in the first place.
Yeah.
Which means knowing what to look out for and all that. Let's assume that all that is sorted before we get to this point. And we're not talking to a total novice who's not just on the platform for the first time, but doesn't even know the left and right of dating, as it were. You begin to engage with the person. Okay, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. What are you looking for? Remember, this is why for me it's very important that the filter system of these dating apps, help to do the heavy lifting, of this whole business, so that I'm talking to someone who's in the same category with me. Otherwise, it's a tough one having to navigate right through the whole spectrum, which is, it can even be like, looking for a needle in a haystack. But now that you're talking to this person, you ask the right relevant questions. I'll give you an instance. If you're a woman who's done with kids, like I don't want to have any, I've got 3, I'm not looking, then we now begin with your deal breakers. What I find that, the mistakes that people make is always wanting to ask the other person, what they're looking for. It doesn't work for me. State what you're looking for. People are not exactly stupid. Half of the people out there are not stupid. They heard you, and no matter how they jigger and, find their way right through, it comes back in the end to haunt them because you were clear from the start. So if you are like, it can be in your profile, otherwise you want to repeat it, that's your deal breaker. So we have deal breakers and we have personal preferences. Deal breakers are more permanent, non-negotiable boundaries. And then personal preferences are flexible filters that evolve over time. So if your deal breaker is, I'm not looking for anyone who doesn't have a child, let's say it's a man. Anyone who's done with kids, I'm out because I want kids. So the first question will be, I hit straight with my deal breakers. Do you have kids? Yes. Are you still looking at having kids? no, then this conversation is over. I'm out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, Ernest, in the midst of me talking, I may have a slight suspicion that this person may be catfishing me.
Yeah.
How do I verify this profile? Because I'm not trying to talk to this person for a good 2 weeks. Then we meet up. Then they're not
who they say they are.
Physically, everything. How do I figure out that I'm being catfished from the get-go? Because I think that's a huge thing with AI as well, people creating AI profiles and also being able to use other individuals' pictures as well. How do I secure myself in that sense before I meet this person in person?
All right. I will go straight to it, but I'll repeat. It's very important that we're here talking about catfishing when we're taking care of the basics. Like I said, if I'm supposed to be heading to Limpopo, it doesn't matter if someone who's heading to Cape Town is catfishing me or even intends or don't intend to. It's not my cup of tea. So I will have sieved out already that, okay, we're heading in the same direction, plus minus. Sometimes you're not exactly sure. They say something, they mean another. Then the first thing would be, before you even exchange numbers, some of the platforms, you can actually make a video call or a voice call on the platform without giving out your personal information in terms of your contact numbers. But let's just say you've gone right through it and we're now talking, exchanging numbers. Move as fast as possible to get to a voice call and request politely, can we make this a video call? Do your makeup, do whatever you want to do, but make that video call. First and before any meet, the video call has to happen. In fact, I recommend that it's a standard. It's most important.
Okay, so
make
video
it because
call.
The one who's catfishing or the one who's coming up with tricks is not going to want to make a video call. When they start stalling and telling stories, oh, my network, oh, my data, I mean, that's enough stories anyway for you
That's
to
very true.
Take a hike. Absolutely.
Yeah. So the moment they come through with excuses of data and network, hey, I'm underground, hey, this, that, just let it go.
Yeah, red flags doesn't get louder than that.
Yeah, that's very true. Power Up listener, if you do have a question for Ernest, do send it through 083 is the WhatsApp line 303-7093, or give us a call on 0861 987 000. Okay, so we've done the video call. Awuti's not catfishing me, right? He is who he is.
Yes.
Now we meet up for a date.
Yes.
How do I look? What, in terms of attire, do I try too hard, not try too hard? Also, location.
No, absolutely. Location is very key. Location is key. But remember, a lot will have gone on already in the course of the conversation. For instance, if a person says, okay, you're asking, intelligent questions, like, okay, what industry are you in? So, okay, no, I'm in medical industry. And if the conversation gets comfortable enough where they spill out some, a little extra, oh, I work in Mediclinic. Okay, cool. You can call Mediclinic, and this is now you doing your own background check. So before the meet, you can have a background check, do a video call. Choose to meet in public. It can be a mall, it can be a local restaurant, it can be a cafe somewhere, a coffee shop. Decide where you want to meet. Make it convenient for you. Fair enough, let's meet each other halfway. So he doesn't come all the way, you don't go all the way, things like that. And then you want to tell, this is most important. And this, much of what I'm saying is not only restricted to online dating, even if it's a traditional meet. Some of these things, we met at the airport, I don't know you from a bar of soap, we exchanged numbers. So we want to meet, I'm back from Cape Town from my trip. Oh, okay, let's meet on Saturday, where we meet in Rosebank, pick a spot and all that. Now, when you're going,
yes,
when you're going out for this date, speak to someone, talk to a sister, cousin, best friend, parents, whoever. Look, I'm going out to meet whoever I've been telling you about it. This is the location. This is the time. This is the person's name. Here's their phone number. When I get there, I'll let you know on WhatsApp that I arrived safely. I'll send you a live location. When he arrives, I'll update you. And call me every 30 minutes and be sure that everything is fine. Now remember, whatever goes south, and best, just be humorous about it. Tell this person, look, I don't know, there's kidnappers everywhere. I'm not saying you, but I've got my due diligence, which includes my sister has your number.
Yes.
She has your face. I sent your photo. She knows where we are right now. I send my live location for the next 1 hour. It's not about you. It's just my standard.
Yeah,
and
safety is really important.
Then we know we're getting somewhere.
What would you say is a good first date, Ernest? So for me, I'm big on coffee because, besides me being a coffee drinker, I enjoy coffee, but it's quick. You can also just gather if this is a vibe or not. But what would you say is a good first date?
A good first date. Okay, so in the industry of dating or in the world of dating, there's a tag or something called meet and greet. Meet and greet is very big. It's a huge step in the process. Let's have a meet and greet, which is the initial meet. For 30 minutes. You can keep it not more than an hour. So a typical good first date would be that we met 45 minutes. It's a meet and greet, and keep it simple. I love the way you said, coffee, for whoever is proposing, say, okay, no, let's just meet for coffee. You're basically toning down the expectation. It's not something grandiose and it's not something outlandish. It's just a meet and greet. That's why the meet and greet, makes sense. Sit and have a cup of coffee, both sides, which means even if he doesn't pay, I can handle that. Even if I don't pay, he can handle that. He doesn't have to worry about, overspending now just for this meet. Because it's no guarantee that we're going anywhere. We're not getting married tomorrow. We just came to see, okay, you're who you say you are. I am who I say I am. I connect with you physically. You connect with me physically. Are we taking it further? We can now plan a second date. But the first date, a proper, decent, good first date would be, obviously, we met, and we kept it short, straight to the point. No long stories. The long stories happened before we got here, but keep it simple and keep it minimal in terms of expense.
Important questions to ask on a first date?
Important questions to obviously, you will have asked the majority of the questions, but some people are quick to say, no, before anything, let's meet. I don't subscribe to that because you want to do the heavy lifting already before this meet if you met online. Even if you met traditionally at the airport or at the bank, wherever, you want to make a few calls and the video calls, and you will have trashed out a lot, some things already. In fact, most of the time, basically, by the time you're meeting for a first date, it should be confirmations of what you've spoken about already. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, no, you said you're 6'1". I can see, because for a woman can be like, I hate short guys. Sorry for the short guys, but it's just personal preference.
Yeah,
I don't like them short. So you come in to confirm and verify that okay, he is taller. I like that. Check. He's yellow bone. I hate that. Okay, my preference. Let me not say hate.
Yeah.
My preference is light skinned guys. Oh, he's light skinned. Oh, sharp. My preference is. You will be shocked what their preferences are. Someone says, I love Mkaba. I need my man to be nice Mkaba.
Yeah.
You're coming to confirm that Mkaba is there. So first date is a day of confirmations, basically.
Okay, so first date is a day of confirmations and
verifications.
Okay,
information said already.
Yeah, so confirmations and verifications and making sure that all is good. So, say you in the date things aren't exactly vibing. How do you get yourself out of it without having to call your friend and be like, "Girl, call me," because it's not going down. Like, how do we do that and doing it maturely and politely?
Yeah, like I said, the first meet is a day of confirmations and verifications. So everything you do, every move you make, what you do and don't do is still part of the makeup of who you are, which I'm here to verify. So even the fact that I cannot comfortably excuse myself is already a red flag that, okay, I'm not sure I'm comfortable with this guy. Like I feel cornered. I feel, whatever. So, going about it practically, you just be strong enough to say, okay, you don't have to say anything. You can just be, okay, look, thank you so much for coming out. It was a pleasure meeting you. I really appreciate the effort. At this point, I think I'll take. You can just let it play out. Okay, we plan to stay for 30 minutes or 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Be fair enough and just let the time run out and be like, okay, I do have other things I need to attend to. if you don't mind, this is where I'll take my lead. We'll talk. You've got my number. Let's communicate further, and probably there'll be a second meet. At this point, the other party doesn't need to know what your decision is.
Yeah.
It's not a requirement to drop that decision there and then on the day.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be that way. So you take your leave, and then over text you can be like, I'm not feeling you the way I thought I will. If you don't mind, I think I'd like to end, this conversation and all that. And what most people do, which is unfortunate, is they ghost you.
Yeah, that's a conversation for another day. Ghosting versus breadcrumbing, that's a conversation for another day. Ernest, thank you so much for your time. How can we find you on social media?
All right. It's Ernest Toho, ERNEST, Toho, TOHO, straight to ErnestToho.com. And for your listeners, I said earlier on, I'm giving out 100% discount, which is making it free for my 6 steps dating life masterclass, reset masterclass. You can sign up to it on my website, ErnestToho.com, and Ernest@ErnestToho.com will be my email address. But across all social media platforms, X, formerly as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere, it's at Ernest Toho. You can get me online on any of the social media platforms, Ernest Toho. But first thing, go to my website, ErnestToho.com.
Thank you so much.
ErnestToho.com. And
You've been listening to a Power 98.7 podcast. For more podcasts, visit power987.co.za or subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.